Hello, 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 hello. We're back.
Howdy.
With another exciting installment of Madmen On Air.
It's madness.
And it's a very special episode today because we have a special guest.
We do.
Well, first let me introduce the actually important people. I'm Trace Reynolds.
And I'm Stratton.
And then we have TJ was supposed to be here. I don't know what he's doing. So we have hired a placeholder. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Parker Treash.
He is my roommate. He's a swell guy. He's not on Sweaty-Toothed, but we're allowing him in the booth.
Yeah, I'm a placeholder for right now.
We're giving him this sacred opportunity.
Yeah. One night and one night only. I am here.
Lifetime opportunity.
Thanks, guys.
You're
for
not
having me.
leaving this booth alive.
Yeah,
just letting you know.
I'm well aware.
No one comes in the booth.
I took
for
my life in
Madmen
my
On
hands
Air
when I came on here.
Okay.
and leaves.
None leave alive.
Yeah, so we don't know if TJ gets here. He'll probably
Yeah, we'll
just sub
tag
in
team.
for Parker. But if not, then Parker is officially on Sweaty-Toothed Madmen.
I'm all there is. It only gets worse from here, guys.
Correct. So, hey, Parker, would you like to tell us some fun facts about yourself?
Yeah,
fun
tell us a
facts.
little bit about
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, for those of you who can't see me, which is everyone, I
can
am
see
6'4". Oh,
I can also see you.
well, that just really just trashed my entire fun fact.
Unravels your facts right
I've really
there.
been bamboozled on this
Yeah,
one.
got him.
For the general public who
For the
cannot
general
see you.
public, I am 6'4" and have a mass of hair on top of my head, which desperately needs to be cut. And I am
massive hair.
A massive mop of hair. It's
Mop of
pretty-
hair. That's a big difference than just one hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
made
no,
it
it's
sound like
only-
a Lego piece that you just stuck on top of your head.
No, not a. I said not a massive hair. I said a mass of hair.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
miscommunication.
Sorry, that's my
Mis-
Connecticut accent.
Didn't mean to grill you there. Oh yeah, you're super heavy.
My
Connecticut
super heavy
accent.
Connecticut accent.
Where in Connecticut are you from?
I'm from Southern Connecticut. Represent.
I know nothing about Connecticut aside from that New London is in it.
Yeah.
And
New
I learned
London is in
that
there.
I learned that about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how'd you learn that?
I had to pass through there on our way to New York.
You were forced to pass. No
Yeah.
one goes through Connecticut willingly.
Right.
Connecticut's just the gateway to other states.
It's the place where roads go to die. Honestly, it's just we have problems with. There's always construction. I feel like that's every state though.
I definitely think that's every state.
Construction is a universal thing.
It's just construction never ends.
I was I went to Parker's house for quad break, and we were driving, and the roads there are very windy
Oh,
and
yeah?
dark. There's no streetlights, and we were going, and there was a sign, and it said pavement ends, and I was like, "What do you mean pavement ends? You just stopped paving the road?"
They got tired,
And we just went on this like dirt trail through the mountains. It was
Oh, okay.
terrifying.
Well, we have that where I'm from too.
Yeah, well, that's Alaska.
That is a fact.
That's
that is Alaska.
that's very out there.
We have a lot of dirt roads.
We don't have mountains. We have large hills.
Mm.
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have none of that.
No, you have one large elevation.
Oh yeah, the largest, the highest point of elevation in Florida is the Trash Mountain.
Oh.
It's our dump where we pour all the trash, and
Oh.
it's piled up. So now that's the highest point in Florida.
That's nice.
It's
Yeah.
gr-
That's get some great views
nice.
over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good tourist spot.
Is it?
No,
Okay.
no one goes to the Trash Mountain.
Does it have a name?
Mount Trashmore.
Mount Trashmore.
That's what the kids call it.
That's what the kids,
Yeah.
the cool hip kids call it.
Mm.
That's what the youngins call it
Oh,
down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh
Is that the only trash mountain in Florida?
no, there's more.
But yours is the tallest.
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we
That's
got.
something
we,
to be proud
Are
of.
you
That's
like-
our.
You're the most trashy city in all of Florida.
You're right.
Are you like famous in other towns from Florida for having this trash mountain?
No.
Okay.
That's just like a thing we have, I guess.
Nice. That's
We
good.
just drive by it and we're like, it's Mount Trashmore.
We're famous.
It's not like in Fort Lauderdale. It's not like
It's
the,
not even in.
Okay,
Fort
listen, it's
Lauderdale.
within the
That's
Broward County
disappointing.
limit. It's not like downtown Fort Lauderdale and just like, oh, a mountain of trash right in the middle there between 3rd and 4th Street. It's like you drive out a little ways, and then
Yeah.
there's like a large hill. But don't be deceived.
Do not.
It's a bunch of trash.
It is
Is
really-
it? Does it smell bad?
I've only driven by it. I've never gotten up close.
Oh.
for the
Okay.
nostrils,
Okay.
And I'd
Lame.
not dare to. They
'Cause-
cover it in like grass.
Okay.
Someone's-
Okay. Yeah.
So it looks like a hill,
Oh.
but
Is it-
it's trash.
Do you think it's? Is it?
Oh,
like,
I'm pretty sure we have those. I'm
bouncy?
pretty sure everywhere has bouncy.
Yeah, like.
Did you
like
just ask if grass was bouncy?
No, like if the hill, because
Like
it's
the
filled
trash.
with trash. Yes.
Very not bouncy.
I don't think.
Trucks drive on top of them.
Oh,
They
okay.
do not
All right.
bounce.
All right.
Just see trucks bouncing on top of a mountain. What's going on up there? Oh, it's just the trash pile that we have here in
Well,
Fort
to be
Lauderdale.
fair, there's a mountain called Flat Top in Anchorage, and lots of people hike it every
Is
year.
it bouncy?
It's no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. No, so the mountain itself is not, but I was in a film class my sophomore year of high school, and a group of juniors and seniors took a trampoline up to Flat Top,
Oh.
and they filmed a video on it. So in that case, it was bouncy
It was bouncy
for
that
the time
instance.
while the trampoline was up there.
I'm not sure that counts. That is a trampoline on top of a
They
mountain.
bounced on the mountain, Parker. I
Alright.
don't see a reason to rule
A
it
bouncy
out.
mountain. What was
It's
the
a
name of the
bouncy
mountain? It was
mountain.
just
Flat
flat
top, yeah.
It's just that's
Yeah.
all they could come up with it for.
Uh,
It's just
to
a
the best of-
plateau. It's just a plateau that they were like, it's a mountain. It's a flat top.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, fair enough. Good job, Alaska.
Oh, yes.
We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work.
There is no difference whatsoever.
It's fun. Mo, you said you had an
Yes.
idea.
I did.
Lay it on us.
So I was thinking, would you rather questions might
Oh.
be interesting.
This is dangerous.
I know it is super
This
dangerous.
is very dangerous.
But I was thinking about a couple earlier today, and I would like to pose this: would you rather have teeth for hair or hair for teeth?
Okay, considering that it is one of my great fears to have hair in my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
teeth for hair.
Okay.
Really? Would the hair like come out and like get stuck
No,
in
like
your throat?
like baleen.
What?
What? Who? What? What is this?
Like that's like
What is this witchcraft that you speak of, Mo?
whales have baleen in their mouth, which
That's
is like
exactly what I was
Oh,
thinking. Like
that's
that scene in
exactly-
Finding Nemo. when
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whale,
yeah,
all
exactly,
its
in
teeth
Finding
are
Nemo.
like hair.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
that's baleen.
Okay, but at least you can hide it when you
Mhm.
have hair for teeth. You can get like dentures or something. With hair, it's just there's teeth flowing from your scalp.
Just- You look pretty cool. It might look like shells or something like that. Then you look
It
like
might.
an islander, and you'd be like, "Ooh, I'm exotic."
That's molars on your freaking head. I don't think so. I'm going with hair for teeth.
All right, this is where
Yeah.
we differ.
Yeah.
A disagreement.
This
What
is
about
an
you, Mo? You have to
impasse.
answer
Yeah,
this
Mo.
too.
Oh, hair for teeth. Yeah.
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 It's
It
not out
seems
in
as
the
though
open.
I am outnumbered here.
It'd be gross. Do you have to brush your hair
Oh, probably.
like with a toothbrush? Did they get
No, You have
plaque
to.
in
You
'em?
have to brush your hair teeth because it'll get tangled and have food in there all the time.
Yeah, but you
That's
can like
disgusting.
you can keep it trimmed.
Yeah.
That's gross.
You can keep it trimmed,
You
and
can't
you can
trim
put,
your
like,
hair, your teeth hair.
It doesn't grow. It's just teeth.
Buzzsaw? No, it grows.
Wait, is it like I legit have molars coming out of my scalp?
Yes.
I think so.
That's disgusting. I'll take hair for teeth.
What were you thinking of before?
I thought it was maybe like I had teeth inlaid inside my hair, like it was flowing
no,
locks. of-
sir.
It's just I have molars on my head.
Straight up.
That's
Mhm.
disgusting.
You
What in
could-
what? How did your devious mind come up with that horrifying?
That
thing.
terrifying
I,
contrast.
I don't think I
disgusting.
went that deep. It was just like one of the things that came to mind. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, wow,
You'd fit
that's
like
dark.
you'd fit in really well in like a sci-fi movie though.
I feel that.
Yeah.
You
So would Hairtooth Man. Though.
Yeah.
You'd have an immediate job at a circus either.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, look how hideous he is! Give that man a job.
Yeah.
I'd do it. I'd work at a circus. Do you think they get paid well
No,
for being
I
ugly?
no.
I think it depends on the circus because like Cirque du Soleil, like that's really popular, but also that's like acrobats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
so-
getting. You'd be having to like do jumping through hoops
Yeah,
and
like risk your life.
yeah. It's not just you go on there and you're like, look at me and my tooth hair.
I'd pay
No.
to see that.
I wouldn't pay to see. I'd
I'd so pay
avert
to
my
see that.
eyes. That
Are
poor
y-
man.
Aren't you curious to what it looks like, Parker? Don't tell me
Yes.
you're not
All right.
curious.
You win this one. I am curious.
Exactly.
Let's go
That's
to the circus.
exactly what
I'm
I
sure there's
thought.
somebody. There's got to be someone.
Someone with teeth hair out
Someone
there.
out there.
Okay, would you rather live in Greenland or Iceland?
This is a trick question. Iceland.
It's super not a trick question, but I'm genuinely curious because
Isn't like
Isn't Greenland's the place where there's the ice?
the
and ice is place
notoriously
where it's
bad
green.
one,
Ha.
right?
Greenland, I've never been to Greenland,
I
so
see
I
the
don't.
matrix.
Have you been to Iceland?
I have.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've
pretty-
been
pretty
to
cool.
Iceland. I've been through the airport once, and then I've actually spent like 12 hours
Same.
there. Yeah.
I went through
You've
the
been
airport.
to Iceland?
I have.
Who are you people?
We've
It's a
come
lot
for your
nicer.
pickle.
It's a lot nicer if you can get out of the airport.
Oh man, I want to go to Iceland.
But I have friends who have been to Greenland and for the Arctic Winter Games. So
Explain yourself.
I don't actually know that much about it, but I know it's like kids from a bunch of different countries and teenagers come together to compete in like winter games, like biathlon
Oh.
is a popular one, cross country skiing, stuff like that.
What's a biathlon?
So
It's-
biathlon,
it's
Is
not
this
a-
is this one with the guns?
Yes.
Is this one? Oh,
yeah.
that's
So you've got
cool.
you
Honestly, that is the coolest sport.
yeah, you downhill ski and then you do riflery.
I
It's
was
like those
thinking
two.
That's just
something
like-
very different.
It's just like, how could we just mix up? How could we make skiing cooler? Because all the kids are just like, man, I wish it was cooler. Guns.
Guns.
We give them guns. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
I think they're just air guns, but yeah, they're pretty cool.
Guns, nonetheless.
Yes, and it's
They got
it's
my
an Olympic
attention.
sport, I think.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's Greenland, and it is more snowy than Iceland is.
Right.
But Iceland is not like a sauna either. It's like
It's more green.
it's slightly
As the
more
old
green.
pirates
like-
try to trick us, they tried to pull the wool over our eyes.
yeah, them Vikings.
Those
But
Vikings
also
couldn't do it.
Iceland is like volcanic. So they have like
Oh.
fields of volcano. That's just like volcanic rock. They have like fields of volcanic rock.
That's kind of sick.
Of-
It's
Avoid.
super cool. Yeah.
You want to get burned by a volcano?
Well, I mean,
Would you rather freeze or die of hot burning?
who says I'm
molten
Why do I have
rock?
to die in one of these scenarios? Jeez.
You're just going on vacation.
Why can't I live
All
out
right,
my days
which way would
peacefully?
you like to die?
Why
That's
can't
what
I?
people do in Greenland and Iceland. They just go there
They
to
just die?
in exotic fashions.
No.
Why can't I
not
just buy a farm with an Australian shepherd in Iceland?
I
Why
don't-
do I have to get melted by a volcano? It's not like everyone's near a volcano at all times. They're in imminent danger of eruption. Is that true? Are they all
they
in
are
I
imminent
don't
danger?
know.
That I do know.
They are.
I
in
keep
imminent
keep my
danger?
eyes on the seismic waves. They they are.
You live in
imminent.
Connecticut.
Hey,
It's
my number one.
dangerous, Mo.
We're getting into deep territory. My number one fear is earthquakes
Ooh.
and tsunamis,
Ooh.
and along with that comes volcanoes because they cause seismic activity.
Mhm.
So I
Parker.
know about volcanoes.
Is Connecticut landlocked? Answer me this
No,
question.
it's okay. It's actually a pretty complicated question because
What?
it's not technically landlocked. It's we're on the ocean.
uh-huh.
We're on the Sound, but it's protected by Long Island Sound. So we're
Mhm.
not on the open ocean, but we do
Yeah.
have
Okay.
Yeah.
Long Island Sound.
So tsunami crossed that off the list.
Exactly. That's why I love Connecticut. But I could never live in California because that'd just be terrible.
Also, don't move to Alaska
Yeah.
because we
Tsunamis.
have both tsunamis and
Volcanoes
earthquakes
and-
and
Oh, actually-
volcanoes.
Oh
We
my
have all three.
gosh, you
Yeah.
guys got the
And
triple threat.
bears
And bears
and moose
and moose. But moose are like
and terrifyingly cold temperatures.
we do have all those things. we also have like good things, but that is
and
all
people
true.
wonder why there are not many people in Alaska.
Yeah, but we do get paid to live there, so
Actually?
No,
we
what?
do. We got
That's a thing?
yeah. So it's called the PFD, Permanent Fund Dividend, and we get an allotment like every year for living there. Every citizen, like from when you're born.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
move
My
to Alaska.
fear of tsunamis and earthquakes suddenly disappeared.
But we did have an earthquake in the 60s, the 1960s, and it like wrecked Anchorage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, and my
jeez.
grandma was living in Anchorage at the time, or maybe I don't remember. She was there when one of the
Wow.
like bigger earthquakes happened, and I think there might have been one in the 80s as well. But
Dang.
yeah, it like you can drive when you're driving south to a town called Girdwood. There's like marsh out to your right, and there's like literally like sunken houses, like remnants of sunken houses that you can see.
Do you
from
get
the
paid to
airplane.
live in one of those?
No.
I'd live in one of those.
Man, yeah. You'd be-
Every time I've been on the show with Mo, every time I've done this show, I've been on with Mo, and it always goes to like we're just like, so in Alaska, do you guys have like
is it a
brooms? we're like,
Yeah.
how is living in Alaska?
It's very interesting. There's lots of fun things to learn about Alaska.
Have you lived in Alaska all your life?
Yeah, with the exception of like a little bit the first 2 years. I was born in Alaska, and then we moved around for my dad's pilot training for about a year, and then we moved back to Alaska.
Pilot training.
Dang.
Yeah,
I once considered being a pilot.
it's super cool. You get to do
Why-
a lot of cool things.
Why'd
but
you rule it out?
Well, planes are not safe. They're not.
But you don't have tsunamis or earthquakes.
This
on
is
planes.
true. I could
Or
escape.
volcanoes.
I could escape very
You
easily.
could.
Mm-hmm.
All the world is burning behind me as I'm just flying away in my plane.
Yeah, you'd just be flying like a bird over all the natural disasters down below.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do it. Maybe I should resurrect that desire.
Yeah, do it. It'll keep you safe.
You could be my co-pilot,
I'd do it.
or I could be your co-pilot. We could be co-pilots.
Whoa.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
I feel like a revelation has been made here.
It has.
Future career planned right here.
Yeah,
I'm switching my major to aviation.
same. Or I'll double major in finance and aviation so that
So you can
we
do
can
taxes,
while we're on the plane. I can invest in some markets while I'm on the plane.
Mm.
Invest in the markets that haven't been destroyed by the apocalypse behind us.
Yeah, the apocalypse below us.
Of volcanoes and tsunamis
Exactly.
Yeah.
and earthquakes.
The triple threat.
The triple threat.
Mo, you always have a spot on the plane.
Yeah.
If Alaska
Oh,
has sunken
thank you.
If
into the sea.
Alaska is falling,
Oh, fantastic.
you can be on our plane.
I feel like that's
Give
a
us some
movie
advance
title.
notice,
Okay,
though.
we'll do. Like
'cause
Alaska
otherwise-
has fallen.
Yeah, Alaska.
Alaska has
It's like London has fallen, Olympus has fallen,
Yeah,
Alaska,
Alaska
has
has
fallen.
fallen. There's some good reality TV out there about Alaska.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen
No.
some of
yeah.
that.
I can't
Actually?
say that all
Mhm.
of it is like accurate, but it's some of it's very entertaining to
just
watch
like-
because of how inaccurate it is.
Is it just like, the bear is coming,
Sometimes
shoot the moose?
they like to do stuff about like living in the bush, which is like living in like
The
yeah, the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living in
The
bush.
frontier.
I think they have one that might be called Bush People. I don't remember if that's
Yeah,
Australia or if
Alaskan
that's
bush
Alaska.
people.
Yeah, yeah,
Bush
yeah, yeah.
people.
I've seen the commercials.
That sounds
Yeah.
kind of like like it could be a fairy tale, like the bush people. Oh,
They hop out of bushes
They
and
poop
give
out
you
of
3
bushes.
wishes.
oh, the
Oh
bush
boy.
people.
That's
That's
that
not
would,
what they are.
that's
Very different from what it is.
very different from what
They're
it
more
is,
like,
but-
"Ugh,
yeah.
I'm a bush people. I think that's what I imagine.
I
bush
don't think they
people
refer to themselves as bush people.
They don't.
I don't
What do they
think
refer
so.
to? This?
They're just like people. They're just
We're
like
the
people
tree
living in Alaska.
people. We're the,
No.
Why do they have to group themselves with a thing of nature?
Because that's where they are.
That's what they do.
We're the ice people. We're the.
We're
And they
We're
always have a
the
shotgun in their hands. They're always carrying one.
That
We're
is something
the
about
snow
Alaska.
cone people.
The snow cone people.
We're the sorbet people.
Alaska's favorite food is ice cream. Actually.
That's everyone's
Really?
favorite. You can't
No,
claim
but
that
like,
it's their
but the state,
favorite
but the
food.
state is like, it's
That's like the
Like, been a
state
thing.
food.
no, it's. I don't know if it is like the state food, but like there have been like news articles that have said that like Alaska's favorite food is ice cream, and everyone finds
Aw.
it so interesting because
Okay.
it's cold.
Yeah.
I
like,
feel like
why
I feel like
ice cream?
that's like giving a state the corner on hamburgers. Like you can't just have one state that claims.
No, it's
I
not
think it's
like
because of the revenue that comes from ice cream businesses in Alaska.
really.
There's
Yeah.
so much, like
Like the
so
amount.
much ice cream.
I can name like 3 small business ice cream stores off the top of my head, like
okay.
in like
That they make their own ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
I only know 2, so you got
I
me.
know
Nothing.
none. Is Kilwin? Do you guys have Kilwins up here?
Kilwins. Never heard
Kilwins?
of it.
You
I've not
don't.
heard of
Do you
it.
know?
Ah.
You know Perkins though.
No.
What?
No, I don't.
That's like the greatest thing from the South. It's like what is it, like free pie on Tuesdays or something like that.
Well,
It's
what?
fantastic. The only thing I know about Florida is Perkins because I have pie.
I've never heard of Perkins in my
That's
life.
fantastic. Maybe
Are you
maybe
a
it's
true
more west. It
Floridian,
might be
Trace?
more.
I hope so.
It might be more
I
west
think so.
side. It might be more west side.
Maybe.
It might be. Might
Very
be Gulf
possible.
side. But
Yeah.
you know,
I texted
Did you text TJ?
I texted TJ and I said, "Yo, we at the station, boyo," and he responded, "What station?"
Oh no, TJ.
You have been replaced, TJ.
I'll just tell him
TJ
he's been
2.0.
replaced. Should I tell him?
Oh.
Should I be like, we have a radio show, or I feel like it's past the point of no return.
No.
We're
It's-
23 minutes deep now.
No, yeah,
We
there's
are.
no going
There's no
back.
turning back, Trace.
I am.
Okay.
We're in it to
I
win
have
it.
risen from the ashes of TJ.
Parker Treash, you've taken TJ's spot.
I've taken his spot.
Mm-hmm. So, Alaska
Mhm.
and ice
Here we
Mhm.
go back to Alaska.
I
Yeah,
can't
apparently.
not go back to it.
I know. I'm pretty fascinated by this ice cream biz.
Yeah.
Do they have extraordinary flavors?
I don't know. There's one that makes their honey, instead of using sugar, they use when they make their ice cream, instead of using sugar, they use honey.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is it good, or is it just
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like?
good.
Is it one
No.
of those things where like, oh, that's cool, I'll eat it anyway, or is it? just
No,
like-
some of the flavors, it's like a very like unique flavor, and it
Mm.
doesn't necessarily taste like super like as accurate as like something with sugar would.
Okay.
But some of them I think it enhances the flavor. Like I really like
Oh.
the strawberry ice cream and I think it pairs well with honey.
Ah,
So yeah.
have you ever had liquid nitrogen ice cream?
yes.
Is that the dragon
Oh.
one?
It's the best.
No,
it's what is the
It's like
dragon
it's
one?
like creamier. It's almost like butter ice cream.
It's so
Oh.
good.
It's so good,
They just they put like the ingredients in a bowl,
and then just
and it's like cream, and then they
Huh.
just like blast it with liquid
Boom.
nitrogen, and it just freezes it into this like wonderful
No.
concoction of
It's
ice cream.
delicious.
Do they have some here, like in Massachusetts?
I'm sure.
I'm sure they
I'm
do.
sure.
It's
That
a thing.
sounds
It's a big
nice.
thing. I feel like it's an East Coast, like all
Okay.
East Coast thing. Maybe.
Have you guys had
I'm
rolled
sure
ice
they have it
cream?
in other places.
No, and
Wait,
I
what?
want
Wait,
to.
what is it?
Rolled ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it as much.
I don't
to be honest.
either. I don't
I
either.
think it's a really cool concept,
Yeah.
but they just didn't execute it very well.
You guys are crushing my dream.
Okay, well, I don't know. I might be not speaking from good experience. We only have one place in Anchorage that serves rolled ice cream,
Okay.
and like it's very creative.
It's really cool.
Yeah, but
It's really
and
cool
it's
to
really cool to
watch.
watch. Yeah, yeah. But the taste wise, I prefer regular ice cream.
Yeah, it's just I really appreciate it, and I'm willing to pay the money just for like the sake of it's a cool concept
Yeah.
and it's cool to watch. But as far as eating it, it feels very like it's not flavorful. It's like
Yeah,
they add
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
toppings
yeah.
on, which is cool.
Mhm.
But if I'm going for flavor, I'm going for ice cream.
Right.
Going for hard ice
How
cream.
about those ones where I don't know if it's ice cream even, but it's like they're tiny balls. This is
Dragon
the
balls?
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and you put it in your mouth and you-
Oh, and you
Yeah.
like blow out the
Yeah. Have you had
steam?
those?
No, and I want to.
I think they're
I want to.
cool. I've heard they're like you might get burned by them, but I think it might be worth it.
It's worth it.
I
It
think
is
it's
so worth it.
definitely
Have you had
worth
one?
it.
The risk is
No,
worth it.
Oh, they're
I
cool.
want to. They had them at
That's a good
Topsfield Fair, and I went there twice, and I
Oh.
didn't get them either time,
Dang.
and I was very sad.
I never went to Topsfield Fair, and now I regret it immensely.
I didn't even know what was going on, to be honest.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that one.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure it happens every year.
Yeah, I'll get them next year.
Do you
Next time
guys
around.
like when it's cold out and when you can see your breath? Do you guys also pretend you're a dragon and exhale?
Oh,
No,
definitely.
I pretend I'm a train.
I
I'm a
I
train.
have not heard that one
No,
before.
you just like.
never heard that
I
one.
You never
appreciate
heard
that.
as a train, like with the smoke.
Yeah, no, I get
Not
it.
modern trains. Modern trains are lame. The old timey trains.
Well, okay. Sorry to bring us back to Alaska,
There we go.
but the Alaska train, it's a very like tourist style train, but it looks like old trains do. Like it has like it's not like the subway or like it's not like the T here in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It like looks like an actual train. And I've been on it once when I was like 7, I think, and
Whoa.
it was very, very fun.
That's cool.
And like the seats are
went on
like
the-
train seats.
You
it's
know
really
what's
cool.
really cool is
Hmm.
the Hogwarts train at Universal.
Oh, I love that.
That makes you
thing.
feel magical.
Yes.
Have you?
They
you-
succeeded.
I've been on it, yeah.
Oh,
They
nice.
succeeded at making you feel
Yeah.
like you're a wizard there, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I bought a wand there for like
Did you
Oh.
actually?
an exorbitant
Yeah,
amount
it's
of
a
money.
Was
lot
it
of
one of the
money.
interactive ones?
No,
Oh,
it was.
that-
It's just a
you
carved
cheated
piece
yourself.
of wood.
I can go into the forest and carve one of those things.
It's one of the best purchases I've ever made.
I could just get one of the bush people to get me.
We'll carve
I
your
think-
wand nice and simple.
son.
I think the ones
You don't have
at
to pay $70 for a piece of wood. It was probably more than that, actually, was it?
It was.
How much was it?
I think it was like 80.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
But they look really cool. I think they're resin though. I don't think they're wood. I think they're. I think they're a
That's,
mixture between
that's
resin
the
and
extra.
wood.
The
Yeah.
bush people can't
But
get
people are like,
resin.
can I see a piece of wood?
Listen,
Nice cedar wand.
I saw Cho Chang's wand, and it just called to me, and I was like, I
You
need
got
to
Cho
have it.
Chang's wand?
It looks so cool.
Of all the people you could have
All the others looked lame. I'm not in it for the people. I'm in it for the look of the
Please
wand.
back me up on this one.
I could go either way.
I
I
think-
don't know.
No.
I don't think it's the worst,
Cho-Chang.
but like I didn't realize they had a wand for her.
Whiny.
Listen,
And
listen here,
the
pal.
awkward triangle things.
I don't
happen with
care.
her.
That's
about
true. Okay, there are
Cho-Chang.
awkward triangle things.
Okay, I understand that. I don't
She's
care.
just a rhombus. Get someone who's a circle. Harry Potter.
don't care about
Anyone.
Cho Chang. I care about the look of her wand.
Even
What does it
Draco's
look like?
was
What is
cooler
it?
than
What
me.
does it look like?
The base of it is like spiraled, and then there's like little circle things on each side. Parker Treash, you know what? I'm trying to explain my wand here, and you're ridiculing me.
Go ahead, continue.
And then there's like little spirals at the top, and it looks cool. Harry's wand, lame.
What?
Have you seen Harry's wand?
It's simplistic.
It's just straight, and then there's like a little
It's
like crackly thing at the
it's
bottom.
A
simplistic.
crackly.
You
Yeah.
could have gotten the elder one. You could have gotten the elder one.
Everyone gets the elder wand.
But
That's why I
it's
didn't.
cool.
No, because it's the elder wand. If it wasn't the elder wand, everyone would be like, "Why are there little like bulbs on that wand?
It's
It looks weird."
It's power stores. It's it
Welcome
looks
to Scott Radio, where we see the roommate tensions between Trace and
cool.
Parker.
Yeah, we have regular arguments about
Harry
wands.
Potter wand. Listen, I'm just saying, if I cared about the person, I would have gotten Sirius Black. But
Okay,
his wand
100%
is
agree with that.
lame.
Okay. What about the ones that are like the birth month ones?
That's
You
a
could have
thing.
gone with that.
Yeah.
You
have
could
you
have
not
made your
seen
own
those?
one.
Totally
You
would've
could have
gone
gotten
with
an
No,
original
they're so
one.
cool. They're like you find
Instead,
your
you went for
the month.
Cho-Chang.
I didn't know there was a month.
yeah. It's like they're different wands
We could
based
have
on
gotten
like
matching
your
wands
months.
January.
Oh.
We could have gotten
We still
we gotta- we-
can.
we still
No,
can.
when's your birthday?
Yeah, when-
June.
lame.
Wow.
January's where it's at. We're gonna get mad. I'm sorry.
It's the inferior J
It's the
month.
inferior J bud.
There is another one. There is another one. There. I
That
was-
one's in the middle.
That one's middle.
No, I like June more than
Yeah.
July.
I think everyone likes June more
4th
than
of July.
Okay.
I actually, yeah, that's true. I do
I'm
like 4th
sorry.
of July.
but like
as
July
well.
is way hotter than June is.
That's true.
But you eat food.
But at the same
do, you,
time,
do you fast for all of June?
it's
don't-
just to make 4th of July that much sweeter.
Yeah, just makes it so much cooler.
But my birthday's in June, so I think that bumps it up a little bit.
What day in June?
The 29th.
Okay, so you're like end of June.
So
Yeah.
you're basically July.
Okay. All right. I think my mom would disagree, but like that's
All
all
right.
right.
Sorry, we're
good.
toasting your
Yeah, no,
birthday.
you can be in June. We appreciate June.
No, it's cool. The
What
ones
cool
that
things
I
happen
have.
in June?
Oh, what cool things happen? I mean, my birthday.
School.
Okay,
something
fair.
A lot
gets
of
out.
weddings happen in June, actually.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've never been to a
A
wedding.
lot of weddings up here happen in October. And
Really?
Yeah.
That makes
it's
sense
fall.
because it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Alaska, we don't really have fall. We have like 2 days of actual fall.
We don't have fall either.
What does that mean? Wait,
Well,
what
like-
happens in those 2 days?
The leaves change and then they
Everything
fall.
dies? It changes in 2 days? Actually?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
It's
yeah.
just real
We're
quick.
back to Alaska.
It's-
Here we
It's fine. This is what people come for.
They come for
The
Alaska.
Alaska facts. Oh yeah.
We're about halfway. Do we want to
Do we wanna
do
thank some
sponsors?
sponsors?
Thank some
Absolutely.
sponsors.
Yeah. So
I can go first.
okay, go for it.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, TJ Satterley,
Good
Oh
one.
my.
for playing basketball when he
Like
should
a
be doing
champ.
a radio show.
Sponsored by Champion.
Use
TJ
code
Saturday.
use code TJ on tjsatterley.com to get 15% off your TJ Satterley.
All right.
Can I get a TJ Saturday?
Yeah.
You
Would
just
he
have to
be
use
like
your
my
code.
personal minion?
No.
No, he would play basketball for you.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a basketball buddy.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And there's only one TJ
Win all my-
Satterley. He just has to split his
Mhm.
time between all his buyers. It's not like a clone thing.
Mm.
It's like there's one TJ.
So that
and
means
you
that the
buy
price
time.
is pretty expensive.
It's pretty
Therefore,
steep.
It's up there.
15%
He's a desirable.
15%
man.
is pretty good.
nothing.
Oh no, it's pretty 50%.
I mean,
is pretty
it's
good.
something.
It's
It's less than what you would have to pay regularly.
yeah.
Fair. I'm down. You sold me, Trace.
Fantastic.
Where do I buy?
TJSatterley.gov.
Gov. He's owned by the government.
It's true.
He's a government sleeper agent.
He's a sleeper.
Government sleeper cell.
That's what TJ is.
That's what TJ is.
Yeah. All right. Next sponsor. I think I would like to thank our sponsor, Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its is a great sponsor. They've been with
love
us through and
Cheez-Its.
through. Yeah. We sometimes have them during the day, and that fuels us to get through the day and to get to Sweaty-Tooth, which I know, Parker, you're not officially part of, but you are for the night.
do have
so
Cheez-Its.
you do have
Extension.
Cheez-Its. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, just Cheez-Its, a really big shout out. And if you would like to get a discount on Cheez-Its, go to their website and use let's do TJ Satterley for 15% off.
Use code TJ Satterley
Code TJ
to
Satterley.
get 73% off your next box of Cheez-Its.
Yep.
This show is also sponsored by Hangnails.
Mm.
No explanation required. Go to tjsatterley.gov and buy your hangnails for other people.
Oh, jeez.
Just you hate someone, you're just like,
Send
give
him
him a hangnail.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, those are our sponsors for the night. Thank you very much to our sponsors.
Yeah, thank you to all
Yeah.
our
Mhm.
wonderful, faithful sponsors. You power this show.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of those like envelopes that you can send to people and they're like filled with glitter,
Oh.
and
No.
they like open
This
them?
sounds like a terrorist activity.
Yeah, no, but like kind of. It's no, it's like if you don't like somebody, or I suppose if someone really likes glitter, you can like send them glitter. Like there's a company that sends
Wow.
glitter and like other
I actually
random
had a
things.
teacher in elementary school that was deathly afraid of glitter.
Yeah.
No.
And as a prank, the other teachers put glitter on her desk and she froze up and she couldn't teach a class. It
Oh,
was really
wow.
funny.
Wow.
In hindsight. Then it was terrifying. Now
yeah,
it's very
yeah,
funny.
yeah, I'm sure. That's intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense, to be honest.
What
They
grade
thought
was
it was
this?
this is 5th grade.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure it was 5th grade.
My senior year, I had a substitute. Our yearbook teacher gave birth, and so she was out for a while, as you do.
Yeah.
And we had a substitute, and she was afraid of water bottles
Oh.
because she thought they gave you cancer.
Oh boy.
Water bottles and receipts. She would not
Oh,
touch
there is
them.
this the receipt
The
lady?
receipt
Ah,
lady.
the
Yeah, yeah,
receipt
yeah.
lady.
So like
That's funny.
whenever she would go to a store and they would give her a receipt, she would make her children grab the receipt,
Are you
which
serious?
is
Oh,
kind
wow.
of freaking terrible.
That's
That's-
awful.
Because if she believed
Yeah.
they gave her cancer, she's just like, all right,
Like,
you child, you grab
take
that
it.
carcinogen.
Your cells are younger than mine.
You're young and spry. You can heal.
you can take the receipt. Take the cancer.
We looked it up, and my friend Dan was like, yeah, it says here that receipts do have like a tiny amount of carcinogens because of the way they're printed, but you could touch like 5 million receipts and it'd never even affect you.
Yeah.
And she's like, where'd you get that information? And he's like, the CDC. And she's like, you can't trust the CDC.
Wait, what? No. Hold on. Wait. You said you can't trust the CDC?
Yeah, you can't. They're always shooting out false information, Parker. You trust
Huh.
the CDC.
Silly
What?
CDC.
Who
What's
trusts
next?
the
You
CDC?
trust God? Jeez.
Yeah, natural progression.
Natural
there.
progression. CDC is right underneath God.
So before she left,
Cleanliness is close to godliness. That's what
That's sure. Yeah.
it's
we,
not in the Bible. Don't trust that.
we none of us liked her. So before she left, we were gonna get a whole bunch of receipts and put them on her desk and scare her. And then we
Oh.
never ended up doing it.
Oh man.
That would be really funny, but very cruel at the same time.
It'd
Yeah.
be really funny. It's just not like we were putting her in danger.
You just
They're receipts.
psychologically playing with her fears and
She
death.
psychologically played with us for 2.5 months, Parker. I think we deserved a little retaliation.
When I was in 2nd grade, we had a substitute teacher once, and he was very, very strict, and none of us really knew why. But in looking back on it, it's hilarious. But he wouldn't let anyone go to the bathroom. He was like, if you raised your hand, he would be like, no questions.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he like had us doing some like workbook work, and none of us could leave the classroom because we had to raise our hand to leave the classroom, and he wouldn't let us ask questions.
Huh.
And so he was sitting on his desk reading a newspaper, and I came up to ask him a question about the work, and the student in front of me asked him if they could go to the bathroom, and he stood up, grabbed a ruler, like made like he was gonna hit the kid,
Oh
and then
my
snapped it over his
gosh.
knee and threw it on the ground and said, "I said no questions."
Well, that's not a question.
If to go to the
Well,
bathroom.
You should have
Like,
just been
can I go
like,
to the bathroom?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Right,
You
just
should have just
say
like proclaimed.
Yeah. No, and so we sat back down, and when we went to our next class, we told the teacher, and they told the principal and got it taken care of. But
Jeez.
yeah, it was
I
intense.
probably, if I was that kid, I probably would have peed right there because I was so scared.
So
I was
terrified.
just
So-
like,
so
oh my
scared of the
gosh,
teacher, yeah.
he's gonna hit me with a roller.
I'm still not used to like we're in college. We're independent adults. We don't have to ask to do things.
Please
So,
tell me you
like,
didn't.
I did.
Oh no!
In class, I was like, Dr. Rowe, can I use the bathroom? And he was like, dude, you're an adult. Just freaking go to the bathroom.
Oh man.
And I was like, I don't know how college works yet. And I walked out in shame.
How many days was
Aw.
that into college?
Probably like 3 weeks.
Oh no!
I don't
Trace.
know.
That's true.
Trace, my
Some
boy.
teachers like don't like you to leave class. Like they'll give
Yeah.
you breaks to
To
do
use
that
the
kind of stuff,
bathroom.
like-
Dr.
yeah.
Rowe just like, if you're going to leave class, you just don't tell him and you just go.
You just leave, yeah.
And I was ridiculed that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dr. Rowe
that's gonna
roasted and
happen.
toasted me.
Roasted and toasted.
Hmm
Happens when you're a child in college.
Listen, I'm still maturing.
So,
I'm still trying to find my place in the world.
what are some catchphrases that you guys find yourselves using, or that you've like heard other people using?
Oh my goodness.
I use quite a few.
Because I know there's like regional slang, but then there's also like your own like.
I say when someone's getting like flamed, I say the word flamed.
Okay.
Roasted and toasted.
Uh huh.
Yeah, we-
Put on blast.
yeah, we say that a lot.
I say sick a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
we're roommates, so we say a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
So I'm like just going, yep, I say that. Yep, I say that. Yep, I say that.
Is it because you guys like are roommates, or did you
Yeah.
come in saying
We
different
didn't.
things?
Did you say sick a lot before you came here?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't say it as much, so
Oh,
I must
really?
have taken it up when you came here.
Oh yeah, I say it a lot. I
I
also
said sweet before I came here. I was always
Oh,
like,
really?
sweet.
I never
sweet.
say sweet. I've developed whenever someone like asks a question, instead of going yes, I will go ye.
Oh.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, I don't know why.
that's rough.
Like in a text, someone will be like, "You
How-
want to
Oh,
get dinner?" And I'll just be
that's-
like, "Ye."
How
Yeah.
Gen Z can you be?
Let's
Oh
see
man.
what's the fewest amount of words I can use in this
It'll
situation?
devolve to Y.
I know. I'll take out the S. Yee.
I don't know why. I
But
just
you
say-
replace the yes. Well, I don't know. Some of my friends replace that. They just like Y-E-E-E-E-E.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I do that too. Like,
Yeah.
Well, some people just do Y-E.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
oh, I guess
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it would be. I spell it Y-E. Is that
Yeah.
yeah?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Yay. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
I found myself
Beautiful.
I'm dropping things. I found myself a while back starting to say I've been trying to stop saying howdy.
Oh boy.
So when I walk in the room, I just be like, howdy. And then, like,
Yeah.
hey, we started out as a joke, and then I just started saying it all the time. And I
Oh,
just find myself being like,
jeez.
howdy doody. And, like,
Oh boy.
and it was funny
Howdy
for a while.
doody.
And then I realized I don't think people think it's funny.
Yeah.
I think they just think I'm
This
weird.
is just
This
me.
is just me.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to stop.
Mo, what about you?
Yeah.
Is there Alaskan dialect that we're
yeah,
not aware
back
of?
to Alaska.
Back
Look
to
at us go.
Alaska.
It's
Um,
fine.
No, I do say lower 48 a lot, which just refers
Oh,
to the
the
contiguous
yeah.
United States.
Okay. I had to
Um,
think about that for a
I
bit.
don't think
Yeah.
I'd be in many scenarios
Yeah.
where
I'm
I'd
just
have
like,
to say that.
Well,
down
it
in the
comes
Unless
up
we were
in-
talking about Alaska.
Yeah,
well, yeah, but
that's
like
true.
it comes up a lot because I'll be like, oh yeah, like Chick-fil-A, that's like a lower 48 thing.
Yeah, for you, I can
Yeah,
understand how
yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
I would never.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that. What do people in Hawaii say? Did I say the upper
I have
48?
no idea.
Because they're south of us.
I
Are
think
they?
they might just.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Where did you think Hawaii was?
I thought it was a straight shoot off California. I don't know.
well, I
Well,
think it's like
it's-
southwest.
Yeah.
So you're partially right.
Yeah.
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 The East 48.
The Eastern 48.
The Eastern 48.
But yeah, I get why you would say that. I've
Yeah.
said
I
that
can understand
maybe 4 times in my life.
Lower 48.
Lower 48.
Yeah.
5
I've
now.
never said it. I think
Yeah.
all the times I've said it has been in the last 2
This,
minutes.
in this room right now.
Right now.
In the booth.
In the booth.
Yeah. No, and then I say dope a lot.
I say
yeah,
dope.
I say dope too.
I had different periods.
I tried to stop that because I felt like if I accidentally slipped around people that it was not okay with,
Yeah. But
it'd be like, what? What'd you say, son? What?
Do you think people would get upset over that? Just saying
No,
dope?
they just wouldn't understand. They'd be like, why are you naming a drug?
Oh.
I'd just be like, I'm sorry. I
I
have to
don't know.
explain the context.
My grandma calls like mosquito spray like bug dope. So like,
Bug dope?
have you not
I
heard
love
that?
that, and I'm gonna start using
Oh
that
my
all the
goodness,
time.
that's fantastic.
I'm never gonna stop saying that.
Hey, yo,
Pass me that bug dope, dog.
pass me the bug dope. I think we have some bug dope in our dorm.
Yeah, we do.
We have drugs. Bug dope.
The bug dope.
Bug dope.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
man,
pass
pass the bug dope.
Pass that bug dope right over here.
Get that bug dope over
Got a
here.
wild night. Got 3 whole cans of bug dope.
Bug dope.
Oh man.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's now added to my
Yeah,
vocabulary.
that is now
immediately.
check. Forget howdy, bug dope.
Bug
Every
dope.
time I meet someone, hey, bug dope.
Bug
man,
dope.
What's going on? What's up?
Nice.
Bug dope.
Share with us more. Is there
Yeah. Is
more?
there anything else?
More Alaskan ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, so termination dust is one.
What?
Oh my
So-
gosh.
You've been termination dusted.
No, so it refers to the snow, the first like snow that you can see on the mountains, because Anchorage is like half surrounded by mountains. So like you always like are looking up at them, and when you see like the first snow, we call that termination dust.
Oh, I think
Um,
you've told me this.
Because
actually.
it's like summer has been terminated.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
So it's a sad saying.
I mean, kind of for some
Have
people.
you used it in any other context other than talking about mountains? No.
I mean, like I guess like if you're talking about like termination dust from like blasts of like dynamite, I guess. Okay, maybe some context for that. So like
There's context for
on-
that?
yeah,
I was
so,
gonna
like,
say. I thought
so-
that was just a.
well, like on skiing, like ski resorts and stuff, avalanches are like a possibility, and
Oh.
so to make sure that they don't have avalanches, the people at the ski resorts will use like I don't know if it's dynamite, but they'll use like loud noises and cannons and stuff, because that triggers an
Oh.
avalanche, and so they'll do that so it doesn't happen while people are skiing.
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
So I guess like you could use it
Yeah.
in that case, but like I've never heard
couldn't
anyone
be
use
like,
it.
But you couldn't be like, it's like the end of an era. You can be like, oh, termination dust.
I guess you could if you really wanted
You
to.
can
I've
use that
never
for
heard anyone
anything.
do
You
that.
can apply it to a wide variety of
It's
Yeah.
like you got a really bad grade. Termination
termination
dust.
dust.
Termination dust.
Those
You
volcanoes.
burned that bad paper. Termination dust.
Those volcanoes, tsunamis, and earthquakes
Yeah,
are upon us.
termination
Termination dust.
That's funny. Something
Yeah.
that we say in, I don't know if it's a Northeastern thing or if it's a Connecticut thing, but apparently, you guys tell me if you use this too, but I've heard that in the South they don't use this, is the word prime. So you'll say like,
Prime.
oh, that's prime.
No,
I-
I've used that maybe a couple times. It's not like a popular
We use it
slang.
widely.
Yeah,
Okay.
We use it
and that's not
many
a thing.
times. Really?
No.
That's really interesting because that was a very large part of my vocabulary until I came here, I think.
I've got 3 or 4 slang words that were very popular in South Florida that I want to test
Oh,
if you guys
Yeah.
know them.
Go
well,
for
I
it,
have, I have
go for
another
it.
one that does.
I'm
that
excited.
we already know.
Did you guys say like sus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that okay,
Yeah,
That's
fine.
universal.
that's
Okay,
universal.
that's universal?
meme.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Did you guys say the dub? Get the dub?
Yeah, the dub.
Okay. Did you guys say take the L?
Take the L.
Take
Yep.
the L.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Did you guys say raw?
No, that's
Raw?
just no.
Like that's raw.
Yeah, like as in like that's sick.
I've
like,
heard
that's
you say
raw.
it, but that's the only context I've heard it in.
Oh, that was a big thing.
Is that
in,
a
like,
big
my
thing? Like,
sophomore
that's
year,
raw.
everyone was like, "Dude, that's freaking raw."
We used to say bread. That was a very localized thing though. Like if
That's
something
so
was cool,
bread.
if something was cool, like it was like a really nice like basketball shot, or if it was like, you know, something just was great, you'd be like, that's bread.
That's bread.
So that
dude.
was big. I don't think that was like a regional thing. I think that was just my
That was
school.
just
That was just like all of a sudden we were just like, that's bread. And I used to use that all the time. Sophomore year. It's
If
bread.
if we ate really good food, we would go, "Oh, this is fuego."
Yeah, we would say that.
Fuego.
Fuego.
Oh, good. Slang translates.
slang
Fuego.
translates.
The other, but something that me and Trace discovered was that there is a disconnect when claiming seats.
Oh
What do you
yeah.
mean?
So in the Northeast, at least in Connecticut, if you wanted to save your seat, you would point at your seat after you got up and say 5s, and then you would walk away.
Wait, like saving your seat for what?
Like
so that
if you were sitting
they
in
got
a
a
seat and
party
you're
or
like,
something
oh,
and
this is
you-
a
Oh,
great
okay,
seat.
okay.
You don't want to like get up and someone takes your seat, so you get
Yeah.
up and you go
Oh.
5s.
You go 5. Well, why do you say it like that?
Because it's not a thing, Parker.
So 5s just meant you have 5 minutes, and then it's not. Yours anymore.
Oh, I
So you
didn't-
call it 5s. I don't know if
Huh.
I don't know if that's just a Connecticut thing or if it's a Northeast thing. I tend to think it's a Northeast thing, but
In South Florida, when we would get up, we would go seat check. And
yeah,
that was just no one could take your seat.
Oh.
we
for
didn't
an
have that. There was a
indefinite
time
period
limit.
of
There was a
No.
time limit.
We claim our seats for life.
I mean, there was also the other option of just being like, "That's my seat," and then you walk away.
Yeah.
No one takes the seat.
Right,
But I mean,
right,
some people
right.
would say 5s.
in Alaska, is it just like common decency? Like you just don't take someone else's seat when they
You
leave.
just be like,
You can-
termination dust.
you-
No one takes that.
Termination dust.
No, I think I don't know. You can usually you ask just like people just like, hey, don't let anyone take the seat or something like that.
So it
That's
has to be even longer
lame.
than "That's my seat."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to
Or
be
you
like,
just leave
"Find
something on
someone,
it.
That's my seat.
If you
Nobody
leave
take-
if you leave like a jacket on the seat,
Okay.
generally people don't move your stuff.
I took my backpack and I put a sticky note on it and I like wrapped it around the backpack and I wrote seat check on the sticky note. So then I would leave my backpack places and everyone would respect it. Because like if you don't have something like that, people will move stuff. And
Oh,
sit.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
That doesn't
that's
happen
true.
super often.
Is Alaska like a more like, you know how there's like Southern hospitality and like everyone's polite?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing? Like are people
no.
polite?
It's not like the South at all.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more like I was gonna say here.
Canada?
Well, no.
Do you have any interaction? Do you have more interaction with Canadians than we do, or no? Are you on the
Yes.
western side or more southeastern?
I'm more South Central.
Okay, south side.
That's where Anchorage is.
Yeah.
So like yeah, we like I would say we have more interactions with Canadians than the like lower 48 would, but but it's not like I personally have
Okay.
that much experience, but like a lot of people do like to road trip through Canada.
Okay.
Like that's a big popular because it's like the Yukon, you know,
Yeah.
like the gold
Yeah.
rush and stuff like that. So it's big popular and stuff. So
All right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We're so close to Canada here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like when I was in Florida, it's
I mean,
like
we're not
Canada
that
was
close.
like
Okay, well, when you're in Florida,
I was like
understand
Canada's this distant,
Can-
faraway
Canada
land
is
that
very-
you need to take like a
Mexico.
6 months journey to get to.
6 months.
Now it's like you
journey.
drive for like 2
a
hours and you're
fortnight to
there.
get to
Yeah,
Canada.
it takes,
It takes
a
3
fortnight
hours.
to drive
It takes
to
3
Canada.
hours to get to Canada.
Oh, that's
Yeah, from here. Three and a
that's
half,
not
maybe,
far at
3.5.
all.
That's how much it is to get to my house.
If you drove in
Hey.
Florida for 3 hours, you'd still be in Florida.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's
From-
foreign to me.
from
'Cause in
my
Connecticut-
Hey Parker, I'm gonna blow your mind. If you
Okay,
drive
yeah,
for
I
if you drive for
understand.
9 hours or longer in Alaska, you're still in Alaska.
That's amazing.
Alaska's freaking
That's
huge.
crazy.
Alaska's 3 times the size of Texas.
And
Oh really?
Mhm.
Texas
just
is
gonna throw
large.
that statistic out there.
Uh-huh.
I thought
We're better
Texas
than
was big. I was flying to California once, and we took off, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a 6-hour flight. That's so long. I'll take a nap. I'll take a nap. That's what I'll do. And I took a nap, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, sick. We're over, like, Louisiana. We're almost there. I took another nap. I woke up. I was like, sick. We're in Texas. I'll take another nap, and then we'll be, like, right there. It's no problem. I fell asleep. I woke up. We were still in Texas.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine.
Can't
I'll take
escape
another
it.
nap. I fell asleep. I woke up. We were still in Texas. Texas is unnecessarily large, so that
Yeah.
means Alaska's like
Alaska's very, very large.
very
And
unnecessarily
it's not
large.
very populated.
No, it's not.
At all.
No, not at all. It's the entire population of Alaska is smaller than the population of Phoenix, Arizona, which is a city.
Oh
my
my god.
Goodness.
That's
Yeah.
So smaller than the population of Massachusetts by far,
Oh yeah.
and Connecticut probably, and all the northeastern states.
It's smaller than Manhattan,
Oh my goodness.
which like when you think about it makes sense because
That does make
Manhattan
sense.
has like
Manhattan's
a
large.
ton
Ton
of
of
people,
people.
but like at the same time, for the size difference, it's insane.
That is insane. Is there a specific region that is just not populated at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The farther north you get, the less
The bush
populated it
people.
gets.
The bush people live up there, though.
No one
Yeah.
goes in the bush.
The bush.
Parker.
Well, yeah, well, because the temperatures get more extreme the farther north you go. There's actually a place we call the North Slope, which is like the top of Alaska, and it's where like the pipeline
Hence
is.
the name.
The
North Slope.
Yeah. It's where the oil pipeline is, and so people
Oh.
have to go up there and work. I think there's I don't know if it's a law or if it's like the companies require it. You can't stay up there for like longer than a few weeks. Like you have to come back down to the city every few weeks to like readjust, and then you can go back up, because the temperature and the light is like, you don't get, there's like, I don't remember how many days it is, but there's like January and February you don't get light.
Wow. That's so depressing.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so they make you come back
cool,
down
though.
to. Yeah, no, in
it
the
like
summer.
It takes a psychological toll?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
impressive.
psychological, and like Alaska, that's one of the reasons why Alaska has like the alcoholism rate is like very high, and the suicide rate is one of the highest in the
Because
country.
The light.
Yep.
There's no light.
That's one of the
Sad.
reasons. That's one of the reasons.
That's crazy.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate light.
I appreciate
We
light
got
too.
plenty of light up here.
The sun sets early here,
Yes,
That's
it
because
does.
daylight savings time, which is stupid. But
but it like sets at like 4:30.
I know.
That's like real early.
Well, you have daylight savings time in Florida too.
I feel like the sun stayed up in Florida for longer. I don't know if
It
that's
does a
just
little
a
my
little bit
bit.
because you're close to the
imagination.
equator,
Yeah.
but
But okay,
not by much.
that's the thing about Alaska. In the summer, we get 24 hours of sunlight.
so that's when people are
That's
real
when
happy.
everyone's real
Oh yeah.
happy.
Oh yeah.
People are
Actually,
What?
like that's
people
like
flying
a
high
happy
in the
time.
bug dope
Yeah.
and
Happy
on the
time.
No, that's another Alaskan term. Snowbirds. Snowbirds are people who stay in Alaska for the summer and then leave during the winter.
I think that's something here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, snowbirds. Just because everyone goes down to Florida during the
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah, we get a lot of snowbirds and we hate them all. Every time you drive behind someone with like a Quebec license plate, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Quebec.
What are you doing
What
down
are you
here?
doing in my town?
Get out of my trash heap town.
Yeah. Stay on the trash dump.
Yeah.
Don't come in my city.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Now, are there other target states that like you can be like, oh, I don't like that person because they're not from here?
No.
It's just Quebec. You just don't like Quebec.
Yeah, it's just, well, actually, there's a lot of like New York license
All right.
plates, and we're like, when we start seeing like an influx of New York license plates,
Manhattan license plates or New York license plates?
New York.
Okay.
Is there a different license plate for Manhattan?
Yeah, there are, because it's so big. It's like
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
But it's like,
New York is cool in the wintertime though. Why do people want to leave there?
I don't know.
They've got like
It's cold. It's cold in the winter.
it's cold,
That
but
makes
it's
sense.
cool. I love the snow.
I don't know yet
You don't know
because I
You
haven't lived in
experience
it. For an
I'm so
extended
excited
period
for
of
you to
time.
experience actual snow.
I'm very excited as well. I've never had
Get
a
to experience it
snowball
with
fight.
me.
Yeah.
We'll have fun.
But like in Florida, when you start, the Quebec people is really like the stereotypical snowbird.
Quebec?
we call
I never
them
would have thought that.
yeah, we call them Quebecers.
That's awesome.
And every time we see them, we're like,
Quebecers.
oh, it's begun.
the Quebecers.
Okay, so we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
Parker, since you are our guest,
Oh my.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hot
I'm gonna
seat.
do some rapid fire questions.
Here
Are
we
you
go.
ready?
Yes. Give me some.
What color is your toothbrush?
Purple.
If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
Oh gosh. I would be a bear because they're large and they sleep a long time.
Good reason. Who's your favorite superhero?
Superman because he's OP.
Oh, come on.
What is your favorite winter activity?
Going in the hot tub, then going in the snow, then going back in the hot
I
tub.
love that.
Oh.
Who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
Mickey Mouse because he has a great voice.
What's your dream job?
To be a musician.
Nice. What's your favorite hobby?
Goodness, playing guitar. That's really basic, but I'm sorry.
That's okay. What's one thing that annoys you the most? Like pet peeve.
Trace frickin' Reynolds.
Hey!
Understandable.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
No,
Good rapid fire.
That was great rapid fire. That was
Thanks.
fantastic.
I tried my best.
We-
Congratulations.
I was in the recesses of my mind. Like
4 minutes,
4
3
minutes?
minutes.
So we're
Can
going to
we do
introduce
some
you to this thing that we do.
oh gosh, I'm really
ASMR
scared.
corner.
ASMR Corner.
You
Oh
grab an
my
object
gosh.
Find
from the
something
room.
And we do ASMR.
We
for a
make
little bit.
soothing sounds
I got
with
the
it.
perfect thing.
All right, everyone,
Alright,
find
here
your
we go.
objects. Go.
Do I have to? Is there any special rules that I should know?
But just quietly.
When do I start?
Just do it. you feel soothed? Lull yourself into a silent, peaceful sleep. This is ASMR. And it's now over. The ASMR is over. Wake up. Wake up.
Were they hypnotized?
Wake up from their deep sleep.
Oh,
Wake them up
ASMR.
from their deep sleep.
I know you were in a trance from our amazing ASMR, all the
Yeah.
listeners.
I was in a trance while I was doing it. I'm not really sure what in the world I was doing.
I blacked out for
I
a short
blacked out
period of
for
time.
sure.
That's fine. That is all the time
It's Julia.
we have for today.
Oh, wait.
But
There's another
Unfortunately.
Sweaty-Toothed member
But
entering.
wait.
It's
She's
just
here.
Julia.
Hi.
Hello.
Julia.
She's in
from
the booth.
Sweaty-Tooth.
That's all you're getting.
She's gone. She's out of the booth
She's
now. All right. Are we
That was
wrapping up
perfect.
the show?
We're
I
wrapping
think so.
up. We
All
are.
right. It's been a great time.
Wrap up
Parker,
with a
do
quick
you have
jingle?
anything you want to plug?
I'm gonna plug this quick jingle I made up.
I'll
Go
do
for
it.
Sweaty-Toothed Madmen.
Mm,
Ooh.
You guys like that one?
beautiful. Jazzy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Also, real plug for just a second. Silent Sky opens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh right, we
Um,
wanted to go with that.
Yeah, it opens on Friday. It's gonna be really, really good. It's a 5-person cast. The set is amazing.
That's awesome.
I think the set is like I'm really hyping it up. I worked on it. It's
You worked
super
on it?
good.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So come see Silent
Yeah,
Sky.
definitely.
Our very
you
own
can get
Ryan
tickets online.
Canister is in it.
Yes, Ryan Canister from
Nice.
Sweaty
Sweaty-Tooth.
Madmen himself.
Yes.
Ryan Canister.
Nice. I appreciate that.
So-
Trace, did you want to plug anything?
Oh, yes. Parker Treash and I, this wonderful man right here, and I
Aw.
have a radio show. It's called Just Stuff.
Just stuff.
And it's
Mm.
on Monday nights at 7, and we talk about anything that we think is funny, really.
Yep.
It's a good time. We also have a show this
We
week
do, the
for
Sweaty-Toothed
Sweaty-Toothed
Madmen.
Madmen. The reason we're on this podcast.
And Julia is here to introduce
We
her.
have a show this week, this Sunday. It's called Sweatsgiving. It's at 8 p.m. in Jenks 237. I can't believe you guys didn't talk about it.
Sorry.
We were stressed.
Bring
It
your
was the
laughter
ASMR.
and your prospective students. It'll be a great time.
Yes, it's mostly prospective student show. If anybody out there is hosting, please bring them. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll
But
be a good
that's-
time. And
That's
we're
all
out
the
of time.
Yeah.
That's all
So-
the time
Thank
we
you
got.
so much.
Yep.
That was really fun.
Yeah, thanks for being on, Parker.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks
thank
for
you
having
so much,
me.
Parker. And thank you, Julia, for joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, thanks, Julia.
That was great.
Last 2 minutes.
I am Mo Stratton,
I am Trace Reynolds.
And I'm Parker Treash.
And I'm Julia Murphy.
and this was Madmen On Air.
Ooh.